First, I'd like to say it's an honor to introduce to the public one of the best practices in this COVID-19 pandemic, providing an end-to-end solution to the city, from contact tracing, triaging, teleconsultation, to referral to health facilities. As to how we doctors will help solve this pandemic is something we'd like to share to the leaders in the areas infected with COVID. We thank God for Mayor Joy Belmonte and the PMA and the Quezon City Medical Society who believed in us and allowed us to contribute what we can in this pandemic. Together we fight, together we beat COVID-19. So I'd like to share my screen. So the name of the project is Bantay COVID. This is a solidarity response of Quezon City, Vireo Load Works, the Philippine Medical Association, and the Quezon City Medical Society to beat COVID-19. So a brief summary of the workflow is this. It's basically a contact tracing monitoring system that has triaging by volunteer teledoctors that we call health coaches who gives the disposition to the patients. Now it is the AI system that disposes the case and sends alerts to components of the health department of Quezon City, and this AI system sends also notices to the facilities where these patients will be brought. This AI also makes follow-up and makes the final record, sends the final record to the CESU or the Epidemiology Surveillance, and it is CESU AI sends final record to the Department of Health. All statistical analytics monitored daily are done through a dashboard provided to the mayor, in this case, Mayor Joy Belmonte, and if she wants, also to the DOH. So what are the elements of this project? First, COVID positive close contacts are enrolled by the SU in the Vireo program after the RT-PCR test, community-based testing. Daily reminders of social distancing, hand washing, and personal protection are given to all enrolled. Third, the AI SMS system will do contact tracing and daily monitoring of symptoms via SMS for all in-home quarantine suspected and probable. Number 4, interactive questions of yes and no. No face-to-face contact is done, and data is visible to the Quezon City Leadership and Health Department real time. Number 5, health coaches who are doctor volunteers from the PMA will triage both symptomatic and identified COVID positive. Corresponding disposition will be given depending on the symptom, age, and comorbidity. Referral to hospital or quarantine facility are managed by the Barangay Health Emergency Response Team. Number 6, patients are directed based on the guidelines provided by the PISMID, the IATF, and the Department of Health. Number 7, analytics are in place to give the city and the state a picture of the pandemic situation real time so as to guide in resource allocation and management. So what are the elements of this? Daily census is given as to the real-time status of the incidence of COVID, admitted and discharged patients, recovered and died patients, quarantined in the home and in the mild quarantine facility, and asymptomatic negative contact of COVID positive. The health department becomes aware of the scope and magnitude of the situation that aids them to carve a solution to the situation. Now, what we are doing is we are forming a network of government and private hospitals to support this AI initiative to create a more holistic synergy of different health systems in the participating city. Now, basically, the process flow of this is this one. Patients are registered by the CESU. Enrolled patients are close contacts of known positive cases who have been tested at the community-based testing and are verified if capable of home quarantine or not based on the guidelines of the Interagency Task Force. Symptoms are routinely monitored using the AI system concept where the patients are sent Kumusta SMS. So we get to know if the patient has fever, sore throat, body malaise, and other symptoms that are being monitored in COVID. Patient symptomatology is documented for data assessment and management. Symptomatic patients are triaged based on the symptoms, age, and refer to the designated health coaches. Okay, these volunteer health coaches are the doctors from PNA and Quezon City Medical Society. We use the cloud system to document verified cases. The health coaches verifies the symptoms and provides the final disposition of the patient. Final disposition from the triage will alert the Quezon City Health Department of possible cases for containment and management. The final disposition are three. This is the quarantine facility, the hospital, and the home quarantine. So those on home quarantine are meeting the guidelines of the IATF. The basic premise of this system is to isolate the COVID positive right away. Patients are advised to the designated locations for management and assessment. Disposition to the facilities are documented by the CESU for data completion. Recovered or expired patients are monitored real-time of their disposition. Discharged and recovered patients are monitored also for recurrence. They are given a number to call for help. So patients are recycled back to the system for routine Kumusta SMS just in case they develop symptoms. So we made a workflow for each and every component of the health society, of the health department. For the CESU, their workflow is they do contact tracing and enrolls close contacts of COVID positive in the system. They utilize www.veriloadworks.com health and COVID register in the web. And then they register and upload the patient CIF. Now, we send SMS messages to these patients. Those who don't respond in 2 hours are being called both by the CESU and our own support team. Now, for pending results for the swab, patients are continuously monitored for symptoms. For those positive, for moderate to severe patients, moderate to severe symptoms, the patients are sent to the hospital. For mild to asymptomatic, patients are sent to quarantine facilities or guideline-guided home quarantine. For the negative for swab, the AI continues to monitor the system, monitor the symptoms, and those asymptomatic are sent home for AI monitoring. The negative for swab symptomatic are sent to the CBT for reassessment. For the encoders, we have encoders in the system. They do contact tracing. They do they log in their page and enrolls the patient in our web portal, tagging them for capability to do home quarantine or not. So they are the ones that tags the patient if patient is capable of home quarantine or not. Automatically, if the patient is capable for home quarantine, we tag them as green. For those patients who are not capable of home quarantine, we tag them as red. So that if they develop symptoms, the health coaches will be guided on the disposition that they will be giving the patient. The encoders also uploads the test results of the patients and also the CIF. The patient profile being filled up by the encoders translate to a PDF of CIF form that can readily be downloaded if in case the need for CIF form will be needed by the patient should the patient develop symptoms or should the patient be sent to quarantine facility or hospital. Okay, for our health coaches, the doctor receives an SMS from the AI system. Once the doctor receives a message, the doctor knows which patient he or she will see or will call by going through the web portal for health coaches. So the doctor will log in, okay? And then the doctor will be going to the pending cases for verification. Once we find that the patient that is assigned to him or her, he will click verify. Once you click the verify button, the health coach verification page appears. And then the doctor verifies the symptoms that was reported in the SMS, checks validity of the symptoms, and then also records the comorbidities the patient has. The doctor is not required to provide his or her details to the patient. The doctor verifies the demographics. He verifies the comorbidity and picks the appropriate disease that he has other than being close contact of COVID positive. He verifies and picks appropriate symptoms that are not there in the symptoms that we listed, and he can jot in additional details on the remarks. The doctor chooses the disposition of the patient, whether hospital, home quarantine, or quarantine facility, based on the swab results, the symptoms, the age, and the severity of the severity of the symptoms, the swab results, and the age. So once the doctor gives the final disposition, he ends the call. We have a guideline on how our doctors choose the disposition. We classified our patients to asymptomatic, mild, moderate, severe based on the symptoms. Our classification of asymptomatic is any patient less than 60 years old without symptoms. For COVID positive, swab positive patients who are contacts of COVID positive, asymptomatic patients are given the disposition of home quarantine if they are tagged green. The asymptomatic patients who are not capable of home quarantine are immediately sent to the quarantine facility if patient is swab positive. For swab negative, the patient is continuously monitored until 14 days. For pending results, patients are continuously monitored for 14 days. And for those who are not tested, the patients are continuously monitored also for 14 days. For those with mild symptoms, our definition of this is less than 60 with stable or no comorbidities and mild to non-specific symptoms of fever, cough, sore throat, nasal congestion, headache, muscle pain, or malaise. For swab positive, they are on home quarantine if they are capable. If not, then the disposition is sent to a quarantine facility. For swab negative, sent to the health center for assessment. For pending results, they are tagged and they are tagged for home quarantine, or if they're not capable, they're being sent to the quarantine facility. For those patients who are moderate and severe, these are more than 60 years old with stable comorbidities and any age with difficulty of breathing, dyspnea, and or greater than 60 years old with unstable comorbidities, they are all referred to the hospital for assessment. So for the workflow, these are the Barangay Health Emergency Response Teams. Our Barangay Health Emergency Response Teams receives a message from the AI system if they are being asked by the doctors to fetch a patient in the barangay from their address. Now, there are three areas where they will be sending the patient. This will be either the quarantine facility, the community-based testing, or the hospital. When they receive a message, the birds are advised to protect themselves by being already on PPE. And also, uh, if the patients that they are sending are going to the community-based testing, they are being asked to also coordinate with the encoders for the upload of the CIF of patients. And also, they're being utilized just in case there is a need for the upload of the test results. Now, for the patients that are sent to quarantine facilities and hospitals, the follow-up is also done by the AI for recovered and discharged patients and also for those who died. And then the AI system also brings back to the monitoring pool all patients who are recovered and discharged just in case they will be having symptoms. Again, now what are the advantages of this program? These are the advantages of this program. It can reach almost everyone. Yeah, for all strata of society, everybody with a cell phone, with internet or without, in all areas, in all networks. It can segregate the infected from the non-infected remotely, and with this can institute proper preparations to fed. It can analyze data real time for counter-checking measures specially instituted, available 24/7. It's a more efficient interactive action between the suspected infected and the authorities, in this case, the city mayor, at different programs of management depending on the level of isolation simultaneously. Now, with this, no medical worker or frontliner will be exposed unprepared, preventing death and unnecessary sickness or quarantine. We can have a uniform program adapted to all areas of society as mandated by the governing body of the city or state. It also resolves the coordination issues between departments because they only see one platform at a particular point in time. Advanced text notices prior to the patient arrival creates proactive measures to be adopted to prevent problems such as infectivity and inadmission in the hospital. Much needed rest is preserved for personnel who are performing tasks because alerts are in place. Automation keeps a structure that efficiently guides the team for much needed support even during wee hours in the morning. This program can also be adapted easily if there are changes in the protocols specified by the Department of Health, the IATF, and the team. So for the analytics, I'd like to say that we have a very extensive analytics in the sense that we have analytics for the barangay, we have analytics for the district, and we also have analytics for the whole of Quezon City. Total registered close contacts being monitored are broken down per district, per barangay, and separated per timeline with line graphs showing progress. So this is how it looks like. So in this case, we're about a month of from the time that we launched. We're monitoring every day 7,909 patients. So a breakdown of the per district composition of the COVID positive close contacts are given. Now the good thing about this is the data gives how many were registered last week, how many this week, how many last month, how many this month currently. In this case, the mayor can prepare, can see if there is a sudden surge or increase in the number of COVID positive close contacts being monitored. And there's also a line graph showing the infectivity of the or the increase or decrease in the number of close contacts being registered. Second, gender and age analytics are compared per district, per barangay, and they are being also compared to the percentage that they have for the whole city. So we broke down the age analytics to child, adolescent, adult, and senior adult. All the details of how many per district are also given, also per barangay. So we give the data analytics to mayor so that just in case there is a need that she will be adapting measures for the different age groups, she can do so. She can be guided by this data. Number 3, disposition analytics showing the whole monitored pool, those on home quarantine, and those who were sent to the hospital or quarantine facility are also given, and how many have graduated. Those who have graduated are those patients who have completed the 14-day quarantine, whether within the guidelines of the IATF for home quarantine or those who are sent to the quarantine facility. So it basically looks like this. So on top of the disposition analytics are the breakdown. There. What do we mean by monitoring pool? Who are these patients? They are asymptomatic with triage ongoing or test ongoing. Those who are tagged as hospital are those who were sent to the hospital or are sent to the ER for consultation. Those tagged as quarantine facility are those we sent to the quarantine facility. Those on home quarantine are those that are sent to barangay, sent to CBT, sent to the those who are capable of home quarantine at home. So we give out also the data analytics for that, also the bar graph, so that there can be comparison. Symptom analytics, comorbidity picked up by the health coaches are also given in the analytics page. And this is a way where the mayor can track if there are comorbid factors that are associated with those who are COVID positive close contacts, close contacts of COVID positive. So there, we also have that data, including the comorbidities picked up by the health coaches per district, per barangay, and for the whole of Quezon City. Now for the results analytics, we track the negative, the positive, and those with pending result. As of the moment, this is available real time so that when the CESU uploads results, they are immediately reflected in the system and in the analytics page portion. There. Okay. I think our biggest strength for the analytics is the map. It actually provides a lot of information to the city government for management in the field. So per barangay, there's a analytics for the data available, and each of the barangay is also given a map view of the COVID positive close contacts in the area. So there, we'd like to give you a sneak peek in our anti-COVID site so that you may appreciate how it looks like. cannot demonstrate the map extensively, but it will be providing the city mayor with very extensive data as far as to the level of the street where the COVID positive close contacts are, so that the mayor can be guided what she will be doing for the community. So this is our humble contribution to the Quezon City government, and we'd like to thank Mayor Joy Belmonte for the trust, for allowing us to help her fight COVID-19 in Quezon City together with the Philippine Medical Association and the Quezon City Medical Society. That's it for me. Thank you so much.